Hello there, all Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we have November 2025. This is your money and career reading. So let's get right into the energies here. We do have just a slightly fiery and probably some emotional Mercury retrograde throughout pretty much the entire month. We're in the shadow period already of this retrograde, and it will last until November 29th. Okay, so this Mercury retrograde will transverse between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So Scorpio is about change, transformation, your emotions, intense feelings. So, we can be rethinking and revisiting situations. What do we feel about, where we're working right now? Is there changes going on? Do we have any control? Do we not have any control? Sagittarian energy is about looking at the big picture, a little bit philosophical, seeker of the truth, and is also about freedom and adventure. So for some of you here, you might be rethinking your career path if you've been feeling a little bit stuck, feeling like you've got like limited freedom or limited options. So you might be looking to expand your horizons in some way. Full moon in Taurus on November 5th. This is a culmination of a 6-month cycle that started with the new moon in Taurus. Taurus rules our second house of money, income, investments, our values, our possessions, and our worth, ruled by Venus. So you could have some sort of cycle in regards to your money and resources coming to a close. And this can be where you might be considering walking away from something towards something better. Or, of course, with a full moon, it can be a manifestation and something blossoming for you. So get ready for a little bit of action, though, okay? Because as we do head throughout November and head into Sagittarius season, right, it is kind of action-packed a little bit later on in the month. We also, of course, have a new moon, excuse me, a new moon on the 19th of November in Scorpio, and this is about a rebirth, a transformation, an evolution, personal growth, career growth, right? So we are evolving. So it can be new perspectives, new outlooks. So make some intentions, though, with that, because you have the power to change. Let's see what else we've got. We've got anxiety here for you guys. So with this energy, it's really important to ground your energy, as we go through the month, right? We do, like I said, have a retrograde going on. Mercury retrogrades are notorious, right, for wreaking havoc with our communications, our technology, and those kind of things. But but they can be very beneficial, right? It's this, pop culture that has, put this huge negative connotation on it. But a retrograde can be retrospective, right? We can be introspective a little bit. We can reassess, reevaluate. We can turn inwards a little bit. And we just need to be a little bit more cautious with our communication and not make rash decisions and rash judgments. All right. Sometimes not everything is as it seems. And as this retrograde goes through Scorpio energy is notorious for kind of hiding something. So we need to discover something here. So there could just be this little sense of anxiety or worry or fear because we can't see the answer to something. We can't see our way forward. So you're invited here and you're reminded to take that step back and to assess your situation before making any kind of decisions, right? And when we have knowledge, when we take our time, when we really figure out what's really going on or what our true potential is, or even we figure out our own worth, right? This is where that anxiety can fade away, because anxiety is one of those it's one of those energies that come up, and there's a lot of uncertainties in the world right now, a lot going on, and a lot that you might not necessarily have control over, right? So, but anxiety is one of those things that does crop up, right? But are you going to let it paralyze you or motivate you? Choice is yours. We also have the door to personal healing and happiness. This is absolutely wonderful. A door opening for you, a portal opening for you, an opportunity opening up for you. Now, with your personal healing and happiness, this can be repairing your finances, repairing a relationship that has an impact on your finances, or perhaps you might have something that's causing you anxiety, right? But here we go, and we are turning the page, we're turning something around. Okay, so whether you are just kind of taking that step back and, just kind of allowing things to unfold, or whether you are taking charge and you're taking some sort of bold, inspired action, right? There's this energy of a clearing away. Right. And this can be where that new moon in Taurus can really help you, especially with your money, right? Taurus very much associated with money and possessions and things, but also your worth, your value. So you can be really stepping into an energy where you're clearing out this anxiety, right? You're clearing out this darker energy, and you're opening to a wondrous energy, a wondrous world, a more positive outlook, solution-based, and hopefully a door to, a little bit of blessings and some really positive opportunities for you there. So sometimes we think the worst and then things work out for the best. Let's see what else we've got coming out for you guys. We've got the Eight of Wands. There you go. Eight of Wands, wonderful energy. Can represent some really positive movement, communication. We've got the King of Cups, talking about moving towards your bliss, and we've got the Four of Coins. So the Four of Coins showing up can sometimes represent a little bit of, it's not necessarily a card of anxiety, but it can be one of holding on too tight. Right? It is sometimes known as the miser of the tarot. And, it's where we kind of cling to something, right? And sometimes that can create some blocks. When it comes to money or opportunity, right? Remember, everything is fluid, right? Everything is circular, right? The energy that we put out, the vibes that we put out is what flows back to us. And in the Four of Coins, it's a good card in the fact that we've got a good foundation, we've got our feet on the ground, a good head on our shoulders, right? But sometimes our emotions or our fears or our worries kind of keep us just a little bit closed off, a little bit blocked off. So with that Four of Coins, you might need to be open to different possibilities. You might also need to, as they say, loosen the purse strings a little bit. Sometimes our money fears, right? Things have gotten expensive depending where you are. Things might be astronomically expensive, or perhaps you don't know what's around the corner, and you're like, oh my goodness, and so you might be kind of stepping into penny pinching mode a little bit. But the Four of Coins does remind us about discernment with our money, our time, our values, our energy, and know when we need to spend, or we need to give a little bit, or we need to be open to things, and know when we do need to kind of stand our ground, or we do need to put some money and things aside for our future so that we can build upon that foundation. But it is a foundational energy with that Four of Coins. So just be a little discerning with your spending, but don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money. Money wants to be spent. Doesn't mean go crazy. It doesn't mean spend the last penny of your paycheck and then starve on Mr. Noodles for like 3 days, right? But it just means that, sometimes we just need to spend our money in a way that brings us some sort of happiness and joy. Or brings us something that we kind of desire, something that we want, and we don't have to go crazy. So, for example, a chocolate bar. We're going to indulge in just that little more expensive piece of chocolate, right? And imagine, if you really have a craving for chocolate and you've been denying yourself, right? And all of a sudden we buy that piece of chocolate. We spend the extra couple of dollars on it because it's quality. Man, is that ever sensuous? Is that ever good? Is that ever, right? It stimulates all of our pleasure centers, right? So by that spending that little bit of money on something that brings us that kind of pleasure, right? That money is supercharged with its energy, right? And this is going to be more that comes back to us. So a little bit of magic, a little bit of alchemy in there. Anyway, but the Eight of Wands and the King of Cups, this can show that you may, number one, with the Eight of Wands, have a lot going on in the month ahead. You got a lot on your plate, a lot on your calendar. There's a buzz in the air. This is like electrifying kind of energy. But the Eight of Wands is an energy of being flexible enough to overcome any obstacles or challenges with ease. Those wands are flying through the air with speed. They're not getting stuck on anything. They're not hitting any rocks or walls or boulders. And they're just, we're just going to reach our goal, reach our finish line. And so even though you might be really busy, or you might have a lot on your calendar, you might have a lot on the go, with that Eight of Wands, you're getting things done. All right. Sometimes we need to be a little bit flexible and not stubborn or closed off. We need to be, kind of in the flow of things. And that's what that Eight of Wands shows. But with that Eight of Wands, it can also represent some really positive communication and potentially some really good news, something in alignment with what you're manifesting, or something in alignment with abundance and prosperity in your life. And we do have the King of Cups. So for some of you, you could have a personal relationship that blossoms and matures. Okay, and this can be something where you can build upon a foundation. Because again, that Four of Coins does remind us that we've got a certain foundation and there's more to come, right? There's things that we can add to that foundation and that we can feel really good, right? So trust that you have the ability to attract more opportunities, abundance, prosperity, careers, happiness, joy, all this kind of stuff in your life, okay? It's the building blocks of life and you're well on your way. But that King of Cups can be someone in a leadership role. Okay, this can be your boss might bring you some really good news. Okay, or your boss. I mean, we could have an opportunity for change, right? Your company can be going through a restructure. You're kind of a little bit afraid of what might happen to you, but you might actually come out on top. You might actually have some good news, or it can be something that sets you free, so that you can actually follow the path that you really want to, but you've been kind of scared to make a change. Sometimes the universe intervenes. All right. But with that King of Coins, it can be somebody, that's really positive, that's really generous and caring in your life. It can be someone that's very mature. And this can be a generous benefactor. This can also be you following your goals and your dreams. And remember, we do have this door to personal healing and happiness that's opening up here. And boom, 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 you're very much on your way. I want to put this down, but I did notice that at the back of the deck, we've got the Hierophant at the back of the deck. Now, the Hierophant is about your faith and your belief, keeping the faith, right? It's also about your values. It's Taurus energy. So this full moon in Taurus on the 5th of November can be a pivotal turning point for some of you. You might get some clarity. You might get some closure. Something may potentially come to an end, but it might not necessarily be a surprise. All right. But this can be freeing for us, right? But also something can come to fruition. So don't give up hope. Don't give up faith. Okay. But that Hierophant is also about believing in yourself and your path and your goals, that you can accomplish what you set out to accomplish, whether you have to make some difficult decisions, whether you have to make some change, or whether you just have to be open to opportunity and commit to your path. The Hierophant is a card of commitment as well. It is also the marriage card. So again, you've got the marriage card and you've got the King of Cups coming here. So again, some of you here, you've got something going on in your personal life. And yes, this does have some sort of effect on your money, or even on your career goals. If you're single and you got to pay all the bills on your own, and all of a sudden you get married and you combine forces with another person, right? So, sometimes we can follow that dream, follow that career path where the pressure about earning so much money may be lifted, right? Because now you got two people sharing responsibility, two people sharing the bills, right? So you could have some really interesting and really positive interactions going on there. But this is also being about committed to your journey and potentially taking something up to the next level, right? It's a higher path, a higher a state of higher mind, and it is one of ascension, right? So we're rising up. So some of you can really be in alignment for a better paying job and a better paying position, maybe at a better paying company. Let's see what else we've got. We've got Two of Cups. So yeah, love and romance for some of you, but that's also about partnerships and coming into balance and harmony. We've got the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man can really be a very important message for us. And we've got the Six of Cups also. So it's going to be really important for you to take that step back. We talked about that at the very beginning of your reading. The Hanged Man right in the heart of your reading says, don't be impulsive this month. It means take that step back, assess and evaluate. Look at all your options, or look at the pros and the cons. Look at things from a different perspective. And when we do that, we get the light bulb. We get that enlightenment. We get that epiphany moment. The Hanged Man is also about letting go, right? Letting go of fears and worries and doubts, letting go of, the need to, kind of control absolutely everything, right? That's Four of Coins right there, right? We sometimes, again, hold on too tight, and the Hanged Man says you got to step into the flow and you got to let something go, because that's where the magic is. It's where the sweet spot is, all right? But with that Hanged Man, it is a card where we're reminded, number one, to be patient, but also with all the other surrounding energies around that Hanged Man, for some of you here, your patience is paying off. Something you've been waiting for, something that you've been working towards is about to open up for you, or is about to come to fruition for you. The Six of Cups, you could potentially get a gift. A gift, an offering, an opportunity. The Six of Cups can also be a second chance, something that comes back around again. This is where you can, be out and about, busy little bee with that Eight of Wands, living your life, running your errands, getting things done. And you may bump into somebody here that you used to work with, or a childhood friend, or, someone who you used to know, or maybe someone who you previously had an interview with, and there could be another opportunity or door that opens up because of that association. But with that Six of Cups, it is a reminder to be present, okay? There are things that in our past, decisions that we've made, experiences that we've had that get us to where we are today. And then the decisions that we make today influence and affect our tomorrow, right? But the important energy is today. It's alive, it's active. So who are you today? What do you want today? What actions can you take today to get yourself more in alignment with your goals and your dreams, to get your money back on track, or to follow your happiness, right? When it comes to making money, sometimes we are so focused on making money that we're not happy with what we do for a living. We spend so much time at work, right? We should get some sort of pleasure with it, some sort of satisfaction, some sort of fulfillment. And so this is saying to you here that, are you happy with where you are right now? Because if not, Two of Cups, we could have a better partnership coming in here for you. This can be about partnering up with the right company, with the right people, with the right department, finding that position that fits right with you, finding that investment opportunity that meets all of your needs, but sets you up for a better future, for a better tomorrow. That things are coming into alignment for you there, potentially with other people in some way, shape, or form. With that Two of Cups, this is also about you finding a healthy and happy balance in your life as well, right? Always important. Sometimes we do forget, though. Very exciting, though, potentially. We've got the Judgment card. So there's another message of second chances, potentially letting things go. We've got the Queen of Cups here as well. So interesting that we do have the King and the Queen of Cups, and we've got that Two of Cups there, and we've got the Ten of Wands here as well. So if you've been going through some stressful times, This can be where you are resolving things, and you're at the end of the road, right? So you could be at the end of a challenging cycle, and you're doing a lot of realignment here. You're doing a lot of fixing. You're doing a lot of assessment here as well, right? But we do have that Judgment card. So this can be a second chance to follow a career path. This can be a second chance at a job that you perhaps went for at some time, but maybe didn't get. Sometimes time and circumstances, we've got to, or maybe had some unfinished business. But that Judgment card can be about clearing out things from your past or things from your present that aren't going your way, right? We can get closure. But no matter what the situation is, the Judgment card brings us ultimate truth and clarity so that we can make an important decision, potentially one that's life-changing. And we don't need to make physical changes necessarily to have changes internally as well. And again, we do have that anxiety card that came out, the very first one. And so this Judgment energy can be clearing out those kind of energies because they're not working for us, right? They keep us stuck in a rut. We can't see anything. We can't see the possibilities. So Judgment is showing you that there's a better way, showing you there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and is helping you to release and let go. But again, we do have two cards coming out here that potentially have something returning to you, something coming back to you, perhaps gifted to you, or a door of opportunity opening or reopening for you. But we do have an energy of fixing and healing here also. And again, we do have the Queen of Cups, which can represent your intuition. So really follow your intuition and trust your instincts, okay, especially with your money. But the Queen of Cups is here with that King of Cups, and we've got a separation there with that Hanged Man. So this can be where, you might go out for a really good interview, and you might think that you've done really well, and then the clock is ticking and you don't hear from the person, right? The Hanged Man. It's like, I haven't heard from anybody yet. I'm waiting patiently, but I haven't heard from anyone. And so, this can be very stressful, 10 of Wands, right? But with this Judgment card and the Queen of Cups, you could potentially get the answer that you are wanting, the answer that you're looking for. With this here as well, you could be, again, really solidifying a personal relationship. You could even have a business partnership where perhaps you've had some issues along the way, right? We always do when we've got partnerships of all kinds, their work, right? And so something here you had to, with the Hanged Man, look at each other's perspective, where each other is coming from, so that you can resolve whatever issues are in your way and come back together, all right? But I do feel that some of you might be walking away to something better. We are in Scorpio season for the majority of the month. We are assessing things here, and Scorpio is about an evolution, growth, and transformation, right? So endings turn way into new beginnings. And so whether it's just something internal in you or whether it's something externally from you here, with that 10 of Wands showing up, there can be, a necessary change or a necessary closure and walking away, because there's other better things out there for you, more fulfilling jobs, a better way of thinking about yourself or your money. And again, with this King coming up here as well, not only can you take the lead, but you might land yourself in a leadership role. And it might be something that really speaks to your creativity as well. Because you are a very creative sign, right? You will have natural leadership qualities. And, so you could just kind of sometimes stumble into something that's really positive for yourself. But whatever the situation is here, there is a significant turning point. Okay, there's some very important truths that may come to light, or that you might discover within yourself. And again, we have healing and second chances here also. So whether it's reviving something that's gone a little bit off track, or whether it's discovering something new. Again, we've got these doors, these portals opening up for you. So I really do think that the lunations in the month ahead, especially that Taurus full moon, is probably what's going to bring in some significant insights or changes or opportunities for you. So let's get a couple of thank you angel numbers out here for you and see what numbers you might be resonating with or seeing throughout the month. And we've got 1212. So your hanged man is a 12. Okay. Ones and twos, right? Ones and twos, we get threes. All right. But ones and twos, 1212 here can be significant for you. I am focused. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout your entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. I am focused. What a wonderful message. And we have 30. There you go. Those ones and twos turn into threes, right? So there we go. Number 30, I am imaginative. You are an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. I am imaginative. Get creating here. Some of you have got some things manifesting for you, and others of you, you're pitter patter. Let's get at her. Time to create that perfect job, that perfect opportunity for yourself. I thank you guys for watching. If there was something here for you, hopefully there was, please do like, share, and subscribe. But I hope you have a wonderful month ahead. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, and your rising for your big picture. But I do hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next time. Bye.